Hey guys, Dave Lolanic, working in the garage again on the 98 355 F1 GTS. So I just got the clutch done, did some drives, and I noticed that the alarm immobilizer LED is on solid. I was like, that's not right, it's supposed to go off. And when I was in the SD2 correcting a slowdown error, I saw an error for the alarm. So, you know, SD2 is a great tool, dead giveaway. Well, I talked to my buddy Mark over at FerrariFobs.com. Mark's an awesome guy, good friend of mine. If you need fob work done, Mark's the guy you want to go to. He can clone fobs, which I don't think he does much of anymore. Now he can pull your PIN number. Mark's an awesome, super guy. So Mark told me about the Siren batteries going dead, and he actually has Sirens that he flashes with the proper software. So we're going to get into this today. The Siren is located right below the driver's side headlight. So I'm going to get the car up on the lift and access it either through the wheel well shield or the underpan right underneath the front there. So we'll get into this here in a second, okay? Okay guys, so I got some parts here. This is a Siren from Mark, FerrariFobs.com, and he cuts these open, does what he's got to do, and he plastic welds them closed. Very affordable option. I also ended up getting some factory parts. Well, why did I do that? Well, there's a couple reasons. So I'm kind of a OEM original snob, and not that anybody is going to see, you know, this plastic weld here, but what was more important is there's apparently different Sirens based on the assembly number of the car. And this kit, okay, this part number here gives you the Siren, this little pigtail, which I think is kind of important. I think I need this. A bracket, some mounting hardware. Okay, that all comes in the kit. And the Siren by itself, part number is this. It seems that the Siren alone is more money than the kit with all these parts. So go figure, Ferrari does beautiful things. So we're gonna get the car up on the lift and check it out. And again, I'm not gonna return this, I'm gonna keep this. But if you only need the Siren, Mark, FerrariFobs.com is the better option. I wanted to have everything in case I needed it so I could do this job in one night. So we're gonna see what I need. We'll be right back at it. So I'm gonna look at going through this access panel first with the driver's side wheel off. Okay, so here's the Siren here. I decided to get the car up on the lift and remove this under panel too. So it's really a combination of the fender wall and the under panel. So I'm gonna get this pulled out and we'll have a look. Here's the Siren dangling here. I just wanna show you this connector. So there appears to be a release here. You gotta press this in and then pull out, but it's not totally releasing it. So I'm gonna get a screwdriver here. Focus isn't great. So again, you press this little catch to release and then separate the connector. Okay, so I did use a flat screwdriver right up in here and gave it a little twist to get this catch unreleased. You can see the prongs that it catches on. Okay, so this is the original Siren, and you see it's got a hard wire connector right in it. This is the replacement. Now I understand why you need the bracket. Well, maybe actually you don't need the bracket. We're gonna check it out. But this one has like T-nut adjusters. This one has threaded screws. So, I mean, I kind of like this a little bit better. And when you have it in the car looking forward, you point this down, okay, like at about a 45-degree angle. So we'll see how this baby goes. Okay, I'll add, if you have this style of Siren, you have to have this little pigtail connector. This will not connect directly to what's in the car. So you do need this adapter. So in the case of Mark's Siren, it wouldn't work without the adapter. I'll talk to Mark. Chances are he'll start offering these adapters. So I was wise to get the kit just to get this done today. Okay, so here is the original OEM bracket back here. It's not focusing. There's two screws
inside the U-shaped bracket that hold it on. It's very self-explanatory when you get in there.
Okay, so here is the original bracket for the original Siren. You might wonder, well, why do you need a new bracket? You actually do. If you compare the two, I'm gonna try to look down here. You'll see that the original is wider by about 1/4 of an inch, maybe 5/16 than this one. So, I mean, it is possible to use it on here, but you know, it would slop around. This bracket, you know, see, it's got actually a nice tight fit. So I do need to use the bracket and hardware that came with the kit. So if you have this Siren, for right now, the best option is the kit. If you have a Siren like this, you just want to go at Mark's, it's a lower cost, and maybe Mark's going to come up with an arrangement here. I mean, you could still use this large bracket. You might want to just have a couple of spacers, even washers on the inside. That would handle it. That would be fine. But the other thing is you are going to need these fasteners, these T-nuts. Okay, and Mark actually, I believe he had one with his Siren. I'm not sure why he didn't have two, but he's got one right there. So if you have that, you'd probably be okay, but you need a second one.
Do bracket mounted, rather. And I've got the T-nuts mounted in, okay? So they're just a little bit loose. Now I can take the Siren, you know, and slip it into the T-nuts and then tighten it up, okay? So we'll get that going. So I have the Siren mounted down about 45 degrees. You can see it there. And then on the bracket itself, there's an extra hole further back, and this connector has a hole or a wire retainer, and that snaps right in that hole. So that's all set up real well. And right when I plugged the connector in, it chirped, so that's a good sign. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the panels back on and button this up and get it on the ground and check it out. Clarity, this is the panel you take off under the front bumper, and then the one in the wheelhouse. Okay, so let's give this a little test. Oh, it's got a different sound to it. It's a little higher pitched than the original. So let me fire the car up and see if the immobilizer light goes off. Okay, I'll give this a fire up here. Turn the immobilizer off, disarm. Fire the car up.